Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss production techniques of nanomaterial. So nanomaterials are produced by two types of techniques, top-down technique and bottom-up technique. So as you can see in this diagram, in top-down technique, nanoparticles are obtained from bulk material. So this bulk material, it will divide into smaller parts until we get nanoparticle. Whereas in bottom up technique, the nanoparticles are obtained from individual atoms or molecules. So these atoms and molecules, they combine together to form clusters, and these clusters will further combine together to form nanoparticles. So in top down technique, building of nanostructures progressively takes place progressively to smaller and smaller dimensions using larger parts by successive cutting, carving and molding. So let's take an example of chalk. Okay, so chalk is the bulk material. If I want nanoparticles from the chalk, I will start to cut that chalk. Okay, and then after a certain limit, I cannot cut that chalk further. Then I will grind it. Okay, so that I can get powder. And I will continue to grind until I get the particles of very small size, and then I may use method like ball milling or other methods, so that I would get the nano size particles. Okay, so this approach or this type of method, this type of production technique is called as a top down technique. But in top down technique, there is no control over the size of particle, as well as due to this grinding, cutting, molding processes, crystal imperfections may get introduced during the production technique. And the examples for top down technique are ball milling method, physical vapor deposition method, and the other type of method is bottom up technique or bottom up approach. In bottom up, the nanostructures are formed from atoms and molecules. Okay, so as we have seen in the diagram, these atoms and molecules, they combine together to form clusters. These clusters further combine together to form still bigger cluster, and this process continues until we get the nano clusters, that is nano size particles. And again, there are two types in this bottom up technique. First one is the molecular self assembly. So as the name suggests, in the self assembly process, the atoms or molecules, they are assembled to form nanoparticle without any external restoring force. They assemble by themselves. Okay, so in self assembly, the components are in the state of random motion because no any external guiding system, guiding force or restoring force is there. So these components, they are in the state of random motion, but they find the position with suitable mutual orientation in order to form the most stable arrangement. Okay, so you may think that if there is no any control from outside, these atoms and molecules, they may take any shape, they can form any arrangement, but these atoms and molecules, though they are in the state of random motion, they find a suitable position to form the most stable arrangement. So how it is possible? Yes, everything in nature, all the living things in nature, they are formed by the self assembly. You can take an example of tree. There is a small seed. Okay, from that small seed, a big tree is formed. Okay, or you can take example of human body. In human body, there are biological cells. These biological cells are combined to form tissues. These tissues combine to form a particular system, that is organs. Okay, and all the organs in all our bodies. So these organs, for example heart, in all uh, humans the heart's function is same, their arrangement is same, right? So in self assembly process, uh, though there is no control from outside, no any external restoring force from outside, the information what is to be formed is stored in DNA, and from DNA that information is given to the biological cells through the process which is called as a transcription process. Okay, and this information is provided through the proteins, and this is known as biomimetics. Okay, so this biomimetics refers to the use of biological systems as models for designing systems and devices in nanotechnology. So we can adopt this trick from nature, self assembly trick from nature, and apply this to make the nano devices or nano systems. Okay, and this is called as a biomimetics. And what is the possible use for this molecular self assembly? We can apply them for robotics, we can apply them in artificial intelligence, in medical industry for artificial synthesis of vitamins and antibodies. Okay, so I have a clip of how the molecular self assembly can be used to make nanotubes. So all these are monomers. These monomers combine to form dimers, and then these dimers arrange by themselves to form a sheet. So this sheet is two-dimensional sheet, and then this sheet is rolled up further. Okay, so this sheet is then rolled up to form a tube. Okay, so thus there is no any external restoring force, but a nanotube is formed. Okay, so this type of assembly is called as a molecular self assembly. The other type of bottom up technique is positional assembly. Now this positional assembly is exactly opposite to this molecular self assembly. In positional assembly, the atoms and molecules, they are kept at desired position or kept near to the desired position by external restoring force. So in positional assembly, components are not in the state of random motion. They do not take random position, but they kept at or near to the fixed position by some restoring force. Okay, now what is this restoring force? For this purpose we require a robotic arm like AFM tip or STM tip. So when the two components are deliberately moved into close proximity and linked together, the components are assembled. And there are again two approaches for this positional assembly. If we want to arrange large number of atoms to form a device, we require such large number of robotic arms. Okay, so if we use large number of robotic arms to arrange them simultaneously, to arrange all the atoms simultaneously to form the device or to form the system, it is called as a massive parallelism. But if we don't have large number of robotic arms, then we can follow the convergent assembly. In convergent assembly, with the help of less number of robotic arms, you can arrange some few atoms or molecules to form small components or small parts. These small parts further arranged together or assembled together to form bigger part. These bigger parts further assembled together to form still bigger part until we get the nanostructured devices. Okay, so in this positional assembly, we have to use the restoring forces, that is robotic arms. So this video explains us how this robotic arms, this is a STM tip, and here STM tip is used to shift, used to manipulate these atoms and molecules. So you can see here, this atom get adsorbed on this STM tip, and this STM tip is changing the position of atom, okay, and it is forming some structure, right? You can see here. So this way we can form certain patterns, structured patterns, so that we can get desired properties for certain application. So different methods are used for synthesis of nanomaterials using bottom up. For bottom up we use electrodeposition, sol gel method, colloidal solution method, solution phase reduction method, etc. So this way nanomaterials are formed by top down and bottom up techniques. I hope you have understood this video. Thank you so much.